I'm Nick Brewer. I'm the founder of Moby and the CTO.
What inspired you to start Moby?
At the end of the day, I had just left another telecom and I just thought it could be done better. We could offer a better customer experience, create just better solutions for our customers.
What was the aha moment that started it?
There was never one aha moment. It was, I'm kind of a dog with a bone. Once I get onto something, then it's just one thing after the next thing after the next thing. And next thing you know, here we are.
What's one challenge you didn't expect when you started?
That it was going to take this long. I had thought that, we would have customers day 2, be profitable day 10, and it took a lot longer. It was a lot longer process, a lot more things to figure out. Mind you, if I would have known back then that it was going to be all this, maybe I wouldn't have done it. Maybe I don't know for sure, but it was a lot.
If you could go back to day one of Moby, what advice would you give to yourself?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing. I wouldn't want to know anything because everything has kind of worked out the way it needed to work out. And if I would have known, it might have put us on a different course.
What was the journey like from 0 customer to all the customers you have today?
Honestly, the thing that stands out to me was 0 to 100. Cracking 100 with customer churn and bringing on buildings seemed to take forever. And we all just kind of sat and watched the board and waited. And we would get to 99 and we dropped down to 96. And it just seemed to take us forever. But after we cracked 100, they just started coming one after another. Our name, at that point, our name had just started getting out there. People started noticing us. Stuart, who's one of my partners, was brilliant at the marketing early days, very creative, and probably credit a lot of that to him because he just got out in front of people's faces and signed up customers.
How has the industry, the telecom industry, changed over the years?
In Canada, it actually hasn't changed a whole hell of a lot. We kind of lag behind the rest of the world. The single biggest change is the introduction of fiber. Some of my other previous experience, other companies I worked for, they had been very coax based and they took them years and years to wrap their head around fiber optics. Other companies, such as TELUS, they got it early on and they started deploying it quickly. And so internet speeds changed and the way we receive our service as customers changed. But as a whole, the industry has not changed dramatically.
Even though consumption is much more than it used to be,
it's still a problem. COVID shone a big light on what was going on with consumption. I mean, everybody was home, everybody was watching TV, everybody was working, and it really shined a light on just how the service was. I'm not going to say one way or the other, but just how the service was. And it really opened up opportunity for us to provide that better service because we don't have 100-year-old infrastructure. We can just offer new cutting-edge services.
In a lot of ways, COVID really helped you in your journey further along.
It did. I don't like to say that too loud because COVID was a very negative experience for many people, but overall, it did help Moby grow.
Can you expand a little on Moby's brand journey? How has the brand evolved since Moby began? How it's like today?
It's vastly different than what it was. Early Moby marketing material was a Moby monkey. It was a little bit controversial, some say. We quickly got rid of it. We went from that to, again, Stuart early days, putting signs out front of stores and out front of buildings, and all of us just standing in front of buildings, talking to people about our service, convincing them that we weren't just reselling other people's services. And now it is night and day difference. I hear about the marketing all the time from all kinds of people, just how great it is, how much it's evolved. It's amazing.
People are starting to notice this.
Absolutely. I get calls from people all the time saying, great ad. Who's this person that works for you that was chatting in one of these interviews? It's been good.
In one sentence, what is the mission of Moby?
One sentence, it is to create a remarkable customer experience, just an unforgettable customer experience. When we go into a customer's house, we're more personal. We're there to chat with them, to show them how the service works. When they call in, they're actually getting a customer service rep on the line and not AI. And we struggle with some of that because there's a lot of conversation that, AI is huge. It's what everybody's talking about now. And there's a balance. We need to find, as a company, that balance to not flow over into being completely automated like some of the other guys and keeping the amazing customer experience.
What is the number one problem you want to solve?
You know what? There's no number one problem. That's what I do. I just love solving problems. That's the core of what I do. Yeah.
Where do you see Moby in 5 years?
Across the country. I mean, we're already across the country, but just expanding on those petri dishes that we've already created across the country. It's really what I see, just explosive growth over the next 5 years.
How do you want Moby to change people's lives?
Moby shouldn't change people's lives. Telco shouldn't change people's lives. Everybody needs it and relies on it 100%. And the only time people think of their internet provider is when it's not working and they're upset. I guess at the end of the day, I just want to take that away. I don't want you to think about us. I just want to work. I want your life to be seamless, your technology to be seamless, and we're just there doing our thing.
What makes Moby different from others in the telecom business?
Customer service. Each and every person that works here, because I think each and every person that works here is able to put in their own input into the company and help the company be better and grow better. And it's just not stale. I guess a lot of companies get stale when you get to a certain point, and we're not there. And the fact that we're local is huge. Yeah, we're local in Calgary, but it still gives you that local feel in Edmonton. It gives you the local feel in Canmore. It gives you the feel in Cochrane. It gives you the local feel in Toronto. It's just what we've been able to do, is create that experience.
What's the biggest technical challenge you've solved so far?
Not having to tear apart people's buildings when we deploy services. We can deploy over any medium, so we're very flexible, we're very creative. That was a huge selling point to even being allowed into many buildings, is that we don't come in and tear the building apart, plowing fiber all over the place. We can deploy over anything.
What's the most exciting technology you're working with right now?
Right now, the most exciting technology is a combination of AI for seniors. So I'm just working on some different devices, this ring being one of them. It helps with fall detection, notifies nursing staff of customer analytics, how they're doing, how the patients are faring. And so that's something that I'm just working on now, going down the path of how we can make that experience better for seniors. We want the technology to be there and doing everything it needs to do. They just don't need to know it's doing everything it needs to do, and we don't want it to complicate it for them. Yeah, make it seamless.
How do you stay ahead of trends in tech?
I read a lot and lots of conversations. I just love chatting with people who are doing innovative things, and that's really what it comes from. A lot of it is just chatting with people.
What's a misconception people have about what you do and about what Moby does?
I'm not your traditional CTO. I don't build a lot of any spreadsheets, really. And so I've kind of got my fingers in a lot of different piles, and that's probably one of the misconceptions, that I'm just kind of sitting there building spreadsheets on technology and what it does, but that's not really what I do. And one of the biggest misconceptions of Moby is that we're a reseller, and we are 100% not a reseller. It's our own infrastructure, our own fiber optics, our own backbone TV platform. It's all Moby.
What advice would you give to an aspiring tech founder or CTO?
You know what? Just stick with it. It's a hard journey, and I don't care if it's tech founder or any business. It can be a hard journey, and it's not for the faint of heart. It's not for everybody, but I wouldn't trade a minute of it. I absolutely love it, and I think that the trade-off in the end is far worth everything else that comes from it.
Is there a building or a business that came online you would be like, wow, I can't believe you have this?
You know what? Funny enough, a couple of months ago, I was in Edmonton and seen our first billboard. I didn't even know we had a billboard there. I actually almost cut traffic off and pulled over to look at the billboard. And then just the other day, I stayed in a hotel in Quebec. I wasn't aware it was a hotel we serviced. I just went in, I flipped the TV on, and Moby popped up. Very cool experiences.
What kind of culture are you trying to build at Moby?
I just want it collaborative, fun, just a place people enjoy coming to, working with the people that are in the office, even our vendors, contractors. I want to create that very collaborative, fun environment.
What's been the proudest moment in Moby so far?
It seems like every second day there's something else that pops up, and everything from the marketing to a building coming online that told us no 3 years ago, to lighting up a whole community that wasn't originally on our roadmap. So it's just, there's no really one thing. It's been just something almost every second day something comes up.
How do you approach failure as a leader?
We just learn from it. At the end of the day, that's it. We sit, we regroup. Failure is never the end. It's an opportunity to do it better.
What's one thing you always tell your team?
I don't think I ever really say any one thing. I mean, people probably get tired of hearing me say I'm living the dream, but I look at it like this is the dream for me. I can't imagine doing anything else. I love what we do, what we're building, what we're accomplishing, but I really just try and keep everybody upbeat, motivated, and just happy to be here. That's really, I guess, what I'm trying to do.
What's one thing about you that would surprise people?
I can be a bit of a goofball. Drives my kids crazy. I love annoying my children. I'm probably a little more reserved at work than I am at home, for sure.
If you weren't doing this, what would you be doing?
Honestly, can't answer that. I can't imagine doing anything else. This is it.
What's something no one tells you about starting a company?
I think something that no one tells you is just that the amount of time and effort and sacrifice that goes into it. I mean, I spent many, many nights away from my kids working in customers' units. There were times when we weren't sure how the heck we were going to feed our own children, let alone the employees, and we always seemed to figure it out and make it through. And like I say, I wouldn't trade any of it. I wouldn't go back and not do it. But I think some people go into this and not really realize what it takes.
Biggest mistake I made as a founder was
Many. There's many mistakes. I'm still making them. I make them every day. But I mean, that's not a bad thing. That's how we learn. That's how we grow. That's how we get here. But there's no one mistake. Many mistakes.
tell us about why Moby.
We started out as a very different name. We started out as an IT consulting company, and we did high-end security for airports and stuff like that. So the name was great for that, but it wasn't very customer friendly when we were talking residential customers. And so I went through, it must have been a million names. I would wake up in the middle of the night, wake my wife up. What do you think of this? After she got done telling me to shut up and go back to sleep, she would say, no, that name sucks. And then my son was actually reading Moby Dick for school, and he was telling me about it, and it just stuck. There were some people that said, Moby, that doesn't make any sense, but they never forgot it. And that was a big thing. It just was a great name from the get-go.